Well, Dave, I mean, obviously we knew going in you were looking to establish a little bit of history, but now that it's been done, it's been accomplished, you're dual title holder. What's the feeling like for you?
It feels great. It's just like it's another opportunity. It was another opportunity for me to prove myself. I know, like, a lot of people were saying he's a big guy and this and all of this crap, and you know, I'm the real deal. I'm the real deal. I am the real deal. And when I come back and I fight again and defend my middleweight title, it's going to be even more violence. You know.
You said you wanted a little bit of time off. Are there nagging injuries? Is it just a vacation? What's the plan?
I need to take some time for my family. I mean, it's been a long road, and you know, just a few months to just sit back and like enjoy things and let the smoke clear a little bit instead of just getting back on it. In this fight, I did suffer a few injuries, so I need to get those things addressed and then come back into 216 100% healthy.
Is it personally satisfying the way you're finishing these fights? I mean, I remember a time not that long ago where people were criticizing you, saying you weren't a fun fighter, you're a boring fighter. Now you're going out there and finishing people, winning exciting fights. Is that personally kind of satisfying for you?
Yeah, I mean, people don't realize that when I was in the UFC, like, I took my first loss, and it was a bad shell shock for me. I was, like, really young when I got in the UFC, young in the head, and just a really immature guy. And before that, I was finishing all my fights. So people don't really see. They didn't get to see the other side of me before I got to the UFC. They just seen me in the UFC being more a strategical fighter, at eking out wins and unanimous decisions. But now it's like I got my groove, and I got everything. And I have the option to knock people out or finish them by submission.
It's been a long time since we've seen someone try to defend simultaneously two different titles. Logistically, how do you feel like this is going to play out? How is this going to work moving forward?
This should open a lot of doors for me. I mean, I'd like to start doing some kind of acting and stuff like that, to where I don't have to get elbowed in the face. And I think I earned it. I think I earned a lot of different opportunities that'll probably come my way from doing something this historical. I think I'm probably the second guy from Dan Henderson to hold 2 belts in 2 different divisions and be a 2-division champion. World champion. So I'm really proud of that accomplishment. I got more to do. It's not done yet.
Are you going to just try to basically stay at your middleweight size and just fight at the weight class above, or like how are you going to kind of toe that line of being in both divisions?
I'm going to go back and forth and do both, and it just depends on how my body feels going up and down. Yeah. But I'm definitely looking to stay at middleweight. That's my weight. That's where I feel the fastest, the strongest. You know, some of the 205ers in the world are really, really big guys. Yeah. And I'm 6'1", probably like going to cage 216, 217. Some of those guys coming in at 230, ripped up. You know, I come in there a little doughboy on me. So I'm not too sure if I'm going to stay there too long, but I'm definitely going to take a few more fights and defend that title.
Your resurgence is really quite remarkable when you look at it. I mean, at this point, what do you feel like? Like, where do you feel like you stand in the grand scheme of the middleweight division?
I feel like I'm one of the best in the world. I feel like I am the best in the world. I'm the best in World Series of Fighting, in the middleweight division, and in the light heavyweight division. I've just proved it.
Yeah.
After your fight, or actually before your fight, Clifford Starks wants to lay claim to the 205-pound belt. What are your thoughts on a fight with Clifford Starks, and do you think that he's...
I mean, the best clash at the top. I don't know what he's done to, as far as at 205. I know at 85 he's been winning more fights. But it's whatever the organization wants. If they want to see that fight, we can even come back to his hometown. I'd love to have it in Jersey. Since I've fought in his hometown, I'd love to have that fight in Jersey, and I'm going to knock him out.
From an emotional standpoint, you and I talked the other day. You've done a lot of thinking about this. It's not like you just stumbled upon having both belts. You're a very thought-out guy. You're a very introspective and smart guy. How did this play out versus how you thought it might play out?
As far as the fight?
As far as just the fight, and then also, you know, holding the fruition of a goal you had.
Well, I mean, my first goal was to be middleweight champion. And then when I got the call to go into a division, the tournament style division, I was just like, man, this is another challenge. And right away, the light bulb went off, and I was like, you got to do it. I already got the belt at 85. I cleaned out the division. Now I got to go and get that one. It's going to be mine. And once I made up my mind, I seen it. I kept telling it to myself. I trained every day like an animal. You know, I sacrifice. My training camp, I call it jail. I call it prison. I don't go outside. I don't do anything. I just eat food. I come home, sleep. I watch fights. I go and I spar. I train. I go to all different kind of gyms, and I don't do anything. There's nothing else matters. If a bomb went off, I'm gonna keep going to the gym. It doesn't matter. I spend more time in the gym. When I come outside, I can barely see. I spend a great deal of time. I'm pale as hell. I need to get a tan. You know, got to get my golden brown back.
You're happy to be out of prison right now.
I'm happy to be out of jail.
How far do you think you could take this? People are already starting to whisper about a heavyweight shot because the heavyweight division is very deep. I mean, is that something you think you could do?
Nah, those guys are too big. I just sat next to the heavyweight champ. He could have it. And those guys hit way too hard. And the power is different once you start going up in weight. I'm fine where I'm at right now.